you saw in the intro video, yeah, I listened to all the hype and I bought an Avata. And we're going to discuss that Avata today from the point of view of a first time ever FPV pilot. I've flown other drones, DJI cinematic drones, but never with FPV goggles on, not like this. This was quite an experience. So what you're going to see in this video is my very first time ever flying an FPV style drone with the goggles on. And I have to tell you, it was an experience. Had a lot of fun with it. Got to chase my grandkids around for a little bit. And probably one of the biggest problems I faced, at least in my first flight, was my dog thought it was a great new toy and tried to grab it a number of times, so I had to be really careful with that. But that being said, let's go take a look at this. So here's what I purchased. I bought both a DJI FPV and a DJI Avata. Both use the Goggles version 2, not the Goggles 2, but the Goggles version 2. And I bought those for that reason because a lot of things they've seen, I think they'll fit my face better and there's better penetration. I also, when I bought the FPV, it came with the actual controller, the RC unit right there. I wanted that because I want to fly both of them in manual mode, but the Avata came with the motion controller there, which is actually pretty fun to use, and you'll see that in a minute. I then bought the Fly More packs because, well, I want to fly more, and believe me, they're worth it. Because definitely you'll burn through a pack quick when you're flying these little suckers at full throttle. And that's the Avata right there. A fantastic little drone that I like so far. I bought the battery strap to hold the battery in, and man, I'm glad I did that. So thanks to you YouTubers that suggested these things. But yeah, that's my kit. So let's grab the Avata and go fly this little guy. Taking off is really easy. As with most DJI products, there's a lot of features built in that makes flying just dead easy. Push of a button, squeeze of the trigger, off you go. Just that simple. Now I am using the hand controller, the motion hand controller, and flying with the hand controller is so simple. I mean, anybody could fly it. It's really that simple. And it's nice that it's one-handed, especially for those who may have a disability where they're missing a limb or a hand. They can fly it with one-handed instead of using the traditional RC controller. So to turn this sucker, it's just as simple as rolling your wrist. Rolling your wrist. Not turning your wrist, but rolling it. Going up and down is as simple pointing it up and then pointing it back down. Going forward is squeezing the trigger and it goes forward. The more you squeeze the trigger, the faster it goes. Now right now I'm flying in normal mode. So with most DJI products, or all the ones I've ever dealt with, they have all kinds of graphics at the heads-up display. In this case, it puts a nice little H right where I was sitting to show me where I'm at, which is remarkable because one of the things I didn't count on with flying FPV is how hard it is to remember where you're at. So when I got out here behind my house and I'm turned around, I was really enjoying myself and I'm like, oh crap, which house is mine? But there was an H right there that showed me where I'm sitting. So all I had to do is, after I flew around a bit, just aim towards the H and fly right back to myself. Just that simple. I really wish I would have taken a goggle video of the graphics so you could see how it looked, but I didn't know you could do that. I'm not sure you can with the Goggles version 2. nice thing is when you do have a stare like that and you have to stop suddenly, there's this big button right where your thumb is where you can hit, and it's the emergency brake, and you come to a complete stop. So, like I mentioned before, this is the first time I've ever flown FPV with the goggles like this, and I absolutely loved it. That's so much fun. And I can see the great potential. I hope in the future to do a video with manual flight. I've already manually flown my FPV, DJI FPV, which I will do a video about that. But honestly, I love this little drone. I think it's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me on this great adventure. I really, really enjoyed flying the Avata. I hope you got something out of it, or if you have suggestions. Until next time, I hope you have a great adventure.